Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for stopping by and checking out the content. I know it's been a long while since I posted anything on here, and that is strictly due to life events. You know, work, school, kids, spouse, moving, all those kinds of things. So, to me, it wasn't as important to take time away from my family or for what I got going on in my life to spend unnecessary amount of time doing these videos. So that's one of the reasons why I haven't made any videos. But fortunately, with the time I have now, I should be able to make a few more videos and be fairly consistent with it. So today I'm going to take you through an update of the E46. If you don't know, I have a 2002 BMW 325i E46. It's pretty standard. It's got 4 doors, 4 wheels, 5 gears, and I'm going to just give you an update of what's going on. I think the last update I did, or the last video I did on the E46 would probably be when I just got it. Just kind of did a run through of everything. So I'm going to do an update and show you what's wrong with the car, or try to explain what's wrong with the car, to show you a little bit of the aesthetics that I've done to it, and go over some future plans. So let's get right into it. The main source of the issue. So initially, went to a buddy's house for a barbecue. So on my way home, car wouldn't start, it would sputter and die. Did that a couple times. Ran the codes, and it was coming up as a O2 sensor issue. All 4 O2 sensors were just dead. Got it to the house, sat on it for about a week before I decided to even look at it. Just wasn't feeling it, was upset. Just, you know what? Decided one day to look at it, and I don't know if you guys could see this right here. These are the wires that pretty much make up the wiring for the O2 sensor. Now this particular part right here is on the chassis side. It's on the engine harness side. So it wasn't as simple as the wiring on the actual O2 sensor that hooks up was bad. If that was the case, could easily just buy an O2 sensor, swap it out, no big deal. But this actually fell out of a clip, which is, you know, right on the bottom of right under this cover. It fell and melted, and it fused the wires together. So this nasty looking thing was just to see if I could get those codes to clear, and it worked. Cleared the codes. That's not final. It's not going to stay like that. Once I get this running, that's going to be properly taken care of, soldered together, wrapped, protected, all that. So ran the codes, car still wouldn't start. I was getting some kind of low fuel voltage or low voltage in the fuel system. So I came out here, took this cover off, and right under this cover it exposes the fuel rail. There's a little valve stem right around this area where you could check the pressure in your fuel system essentially. It looks like a valve stem that you find on your tire, bicycle tire, you know, things of that sort. So you take a small flathead screwdriver, press down on that, and fuel should come out. Fuel, air should come out of that valve stem. Nothing came out. Did some more testing, found out the fuel pump was dead. It just wasn't priming, it wasn't pumping anything. So replaced the fuel pump, primed it a couple times, it's working great, it's loud, it's priming. And check this, fuel was coming out, there was pressure in the system, Good. Car still wouldn't start. Then I was getting a code for P0604, I believe is the code, which means that there's a computer fault. So under this little fuse, in this little fuse box, it holds your ECM, which I know it's dark, but where all these wires are plugged into, all these harnesses run through here and plug into this. This is the ECM, and of course you got a little fuse thing here, a couple relays. So the ECM was the next issue that was popping up, and what that looks like, it looks like this. It looks like a little ECU, but this is the ECM, the engine control module, or engine control management, whatever exactly it is. So I bought that, 40 bucks, tax, ship, all that. What I failed to look into was that these components are all programmed to each other, and if you pull out your ECM, it's going to have your VIN number on it. So that is directly linked to your car. And that was completely my fault. I did not know that was, I didn't even know that was a thing. You see people swapping out ECUs and getting their stuff chipped and reprogrammed, and I had no idea that in this platform that was something they did. I don't know if they do it for every other platform or not, but I didn't know that. So that ECM obviously is not going to communicate with the ECU and the rest of the computer system. So I did find a company that will take this ECM, send it to them, they repair it, they fix whatever burned chips or whatever the damage is, they will fix it, send it back, should be able to just plug it back up and be good to go. So if that does not fix the issue, then you might see a post about this car being parted out or sold as is. I don't know yet. Other than that, that's the main reason why this car has been sitting in here for a few months. Maybe two and a half, somewhere around there. Other than that, what I've done to the car, so little aesthetics, nothing crazy. Obviously, no performance or anything because the car's not running. I did paint the grills, the kidney grills. They were chrome, and the black fins were faded. They were turning a little grayish. So painted those flat black, slapped some clear coat on there. Doing a little bit of welding practice. So I took a old tow hook that these cars come with, cut it in half, took some scrap metal, just tacked it together, and as you can see, you could stand on that and that's not going anywhere. And it just, I don't know, it offsets the license plate a little bit. I think it looks a lot better than having it right here on the middle of your bumper, which left holes in the trim. So I'm going to have to figure out how to either cover those up, or I was thinking just replacing this metal trim, because you can take this off. So I was thinking about just replacing that. But I think it gives it a nice little look. Slap some red on there. I was kind of going for a color that would match my interior, or the theme for my interior. You know what? Let me open this up and get some natural light in here real quick. That's a little better. I replaced the door panels on all 4 doors. So before they were just straight black with wood trim right here, which is fine because the car initially comes with wood trim. Pretty much I'd say like 90% of BMWs come with some sort of wood trim or maybe like a silver trim. But I swapped out the door panels. I was gonna do a full interior, but someone got to the car before me and kind of slashed the seats a little bit. Both front seats were definitely not in the best condition. The back seat was a little better, but not by much. So swapped out the door panels with the black and red, and that's kind of the theme that I'm going to go for with the interior. I was thinking about either doing a seat change and looking for something a little bit sporty, but these seats, these stock seats, are definitely comfortable seats. And then plus my driver's seat it's the electronic seat with the memory buttons, so all you do is just hold down one of the buttons and it automatically goes to that driving position that you set to. So I was thinking about swapping them out, which I really don't want to because these seats are very comfortable, or doing a interior paint. There is spray cans, rattle cans that you could buy to actually paint interior, and one person that I did watch do it was Cervantes Garage. He painted the interior, his seats, red, which came out really nice. So I was thinking about doing something like that. So the interior, did the door seat, or the door cards with the black trim, and if you look close enough, you might not be able to see it with this light, but there's a really light flake in there, almost like a sparkle. So currently I still have the wood grain trim on the dash and the center with the Tomei shift knob and the Ricer Boy Crown Royal shift boot. And the reason why I did that is because why not? You gotta make it your own, right? So I did that primarily because it complemented the wood grain, and by replacing the shift knob, I had just the standard wood grain shift knob. So putting the black on the brown, or on the tan with the wood grain, it just changed up just the little hints of the color code that we got going on here. But this is going to be changed. I'm going to change the center trim, all the dash trim to the black. And if I can't source those pieces, most likely end up just probably painting these in a nice gloss black and probably do a little flake in there. And other than that, for the interior, plans are possibly switching out the steering wheel with a quick release hub steering wheel. I do like the functions on the steering wheel, but at the same time, this is probably the second car I've owned that had steering wheel buttons that control, obviously, cruise control, radio, things like that. So that's not important to me. It's nice. It gives it a luxurious feel to have controls at your fingertips while you're driving, but that's something that's never been very important to me. And then with the rest of the interior, I do not know why car manufacturers do this. I've had multiple cars that have a nice, sleek, black interior, and then the top is just like a hideous gray or like a sand, like a tan. I know at one point I had a Fiesta, and the interior was nice. I mean, as far as a Fiesta goes, the interior was decent. It was black, matching seats, matching trim, and then the liner was just tan. It was the same color as this Crown Royal bag. It was hideous, and I really don't understand why manufacturers do that. You got black seat belts, but then it's laid over this gray liner, which does not make sense to me. But anyways, I plan on changing up the headliner, the visor cover, sun visors, handles. I mean, these probably could be painted. I've seen people paint these. So future plans for the interior, still kind of caught up on the seats. Steering wheel I do want to do, but it's not that important. The trim, changing it to black trim, that's easy enough. Getting a new proper shift boot, it's easy enough. But the liner is probably going to be the most work, because you do have to take all these pieces off just to pull the liner out. And then while I do that, most likely going to change all the lighting. You got 2 lights in the back. You got these lights right up here in the front. Change all those to LEDs. Make it nice and bright. So that's the plans for the interior. The rest of the exterior, I did pick up a new set of Cosmos wheels. I feel like I got them for a good price. Dude was selling them for quite a high price. I came at them with, I wouldn't necessarily say I lowballed him, but compared to what he was asking for, I shot him a lower offer. He was like, yeah, I could dig it. Went down towards the Long Beach area, picked them up. They came with, the rears are 18 by 10s, the fronts are 18 by 9s. The rears came with 265 35/18s, which I have not replaced yet. They're still on there. The fronts actually came with 245 40/18s, which are these right here. They have pretty decent tread on them still. The dude did say that he went to 2 track events, like some sort of autocross that he was into, and so there's a little bit of camber wear, but figure once those 265s burn up, I could slap the 245s in the rear and we should be good. The reason why I took them off the front was because with those ones, they would have rubbed. They actually poked out a little bit, just a little bit more than what these are. These are stretched a little bit. These 225 40/18s, so you can see they're stretched a little bit, but I mean that's fine because these I could turn at full lock and go over a speed bump. They're not going to hit the fenders. They're not going to rub. I don't have to worry about that. These definitely would have rubbed, and I didn't want to take the chance and damage the front fenders because the front fenders are, you know, they're decent. They're in decent condition, and I'll get into that. So I didn't want to damage the front fenders. These were the stock style 69s. Style 69s I was running. These are 18 by 8.5s, and they have 225 45/18s on 2 pairs because that's the only available tire size that I was able to get at the shop while I was using those. Now, the reason why I said I didn't want to mess up the front fenders is because if you take a look at the rear fender, you could see there is a little bit of baking going on right here, which it's okay. You could say whatever you want to say. You jacked up your fenders. That's ghetto. That's hillbilly. That's a Honda boy thing. That's a Miata boy thing. But you know what? That plays in part with my future plans for the way this car looks. And also, obviously I had to do this to fit these big old fat boys on here. But the previous owner already did some kind of body work to these fenders. I do not know if you'll be able to pick it up, but right here you could see like some sort of patch or something that was in there. And the paint, actually this is not paint on these quarter panels on both sides. It's a vinyl wrap. I don't know if you'll be able to see the seam right here. Probably not, but this is vinyl wrapped. These quarter panels are vinyl wrapped. There was obviously some kind of damage. It holds a clean title, so that means they never reported any kind of accident, but there was some kind of damage on the fenders, and that could have been from an accident. It could have been from the previous owner completely just jacking up the fenders for whatever wheels that he had, because he also had aftermarket wheels. He threw in the style 69s because that's what he had on the car. So as you can see right here, there's like some kind of little bubble. And looking in from the backside, it's Bondo. There's Bondo in here, a really shitty patch job. So for me to do this, I'm okay. I'm okay with that, because this is going to get chopped up eventually. Pushed up a little bit higher, get this outer skin off, inspect the inner skin, see if I could hammer that out, trim it down, lay a weld down, seal it up, paint it, and get ready for some sort of kit. I'm not sure if I just want to do some kind of flares, over fenders, wide body, but there's going to be some kind of kit involved. And that's why I'm not stressing about how bad this bacon looks. See, as you can see, it's bad. It's pretty shitty. And it's okay. You see right here, there's a little bit more damage right here. This also was like some Bondo popping out. I don't know if you guys could see with this light right now, but there is a line right here, right where the scuff mark is. There's a line that goes through here, like someone put on almost like a drywall patch and just kind of Bondoed over it. So like I said, I did this to fit these fat boys on here. This is going to be chopped up, done properly, and throw some kind of kit on there. Other than that, what I plan on doing is either sourcing out some kind of rear window visor, a sunroof visor, which I don't know if any BMWs come with a sunroof visor. A lot of cars nowadays, I don't see sunroof visors. It might have just been like an old thing. I had one on a Tiburon that I had in the past. Also had one on the Accord that I've had in the past. But if not, maybe I'll be able to come up with something with some ABS plastic or something. Maybe give it just a little contour, or a little, maybe go across the whole thing but have it flat so it's not covering up the third brake light. I don't know, something a little different. And the final piece, aesthetically, I would like to get a wing. I don't necessarily know if I want to get something that's a little bit more subtle, that kind of looks stock, that obviously wouldn't be stock for this model, because I don't want some tiny little inch and a half duckbill, and definitely don't want a big old like rocket bunny duckbill. I actually want a full wing, and I'd rather not do trunk mounted, because I don't want to drill into the trunk and all that. I was thinking about doing a chassis mount, but who knows, all that will come in due time. And then with the exhaust, what I really want to do is just do from cat back, cut out the resonators, cut out the mufflers, do straight pipe. I don't know if I want to add some kind of aftermarket muffler to the back, something that's a little bit smaller than the stock one, because the thing is like, it's good 50 pounds. It's like a big tin jug that's just hanging under there. So I want to do that, and maybe do some window visors, or the rain guards, but I don't know how that will work out since I am missing trim back here on both sides. But for now, she's just gonna sit in the garage. The main focus is get her running, and that's it. So I'd like to take the time to thank you guys for stopping by, checking out the video. Just go ahead and drop a thumbs up, hit the like button, subscribe for more content, and yeah, leave a comment. Leave a comment for suggestions, for concerns, for hey, you shouldn't do that, that's pretty stupid, or hey, full send, slam out some tarmacs and daily it. I don't know. Drop a comment. Future videos, got one coming up. It's going to be a full review of my new to me daily dad driven Nissan Sentra, which I'll give you a little detail. It's going to stay like this. There is going to be no modifications done to this car whatsoever. And if I do, the only thing that I will do is find some stock alloys and replace the Stillies, because I'm not about that hubcap life. Some people like them, like my dad, for instance. He likes the hubcaps. He has hubcaps on his Camry, and for some reason, he'd switch it up and, oh, I'm gonna buy some new hubcaps and throw on a different style of hubcaps on. Me, that's not me. But other than the possibility of finding stock alloys that fit this car, that's the only thing. It's a 2015 Nissan Sentra FE Plus. I don't know what that stands for, but as far as the trim levels, that's roughly in the middle. At the very top, you got the Nismo edition, and then after that, it just goes down to like basic trims. But that's pretty much it. It's fairly base. It's a fairly base model car. It's the 6-speed manual transmission, and that was primarily the biggest reason why I decided to go with that one. So stay tuned for my full honest review of the 2015 Nissan Sentra FE Plus. So thanks for stopping by. Hope you guys enjoyed the content. Stay tuned for more. Hit the like button, subscribe, turn on the bell for notifications, and drop a comment and let me know what you think. So I'll catch you guys in the next video, and see you soon. Or I guess you'll see me soon. Adios.